Hey everyone, this is Hannah with the Rocket Miner giving you today's video update. To start off today, I wanted to say congratulations to the Green River Wolves tennis teams. The Green River High School hosted the Southern Regional Tennis Championships over the weekend, and the boys team won the championship and the girls team finished in second, so great job Wolves. To get into some of the news updates for today, there is an update on one of the wildfires that we're dealing with in Wyoming right now. The Mullen Fire began burning in the Medicine Bow National Forest near the North Platte River around midnight last Thursday, and it burned over the weekend. And as of the most recent update today, the fire has reached 13,504 acres and is currently at 2% containment. There is some concern with this fire that it could spread and that just the possibility for more extreme fire behavior still exists, especially expecting some strong gusty winds in the area that could push the fire out into other directions. Around that area, several communities have been evacuated because of this fire. This is in Albany County, so the Lake Creek community, as well as Rambler, Rob Roy, and Keystone. And then the Albany County Emergency Management Agency also issued a pre-evacuation notice for the Centennial Valley. They're also just asking everyone to stay out of that area as far as like hunters and campers and people with private airplanes. They're asking everyone to stay away so that they can keep everyone safe and they can work on fighting the fire. Right now there's a total of 100 personnel that are working on containing the fire. As of today, the command of the fire was transferred to the Rocky Mountain Area Incident Management Blue Team. According to one of their recent updates, they said, "The firefighting effort continues to prioritize public and firefighter safety and protection of nearby communities and other values at risk." So because this is a big fire, not very contained right now, and still that probability of it spreading depending on the weather and everything, they are working really hard at containing this, at protecting the communities and property and everything that's in that area and keeping firefighters safe as they work on it. So we'll continue to give you more updates on that as they're available. You can also check the Fire's InstaWeb page for their updates. Today I wanted to go over also some COVID-19 news and updates and see where we're at with that as a state. Unfortunately, where we're at isn't great right now. The numbers have been going up again fairly significantly recently. So today the Wyoming Department of Health is reporting that we have 4,231 confirmed cases for Wyoming and 785 probable cases. This number is up by 42 cases since yesterday, and yesterday it was up 65 cases. Those are confirmed cases. So with all the numbers today, we are at 737 active cases. This is one of the highest numbers I've seen. I think it's one of the highest numbers our state has reached as far as active cases on any given day. And it's gone up a lot just within the past week. 1 week ago, we were at 467 active cases. And I did my update video that day too, and I said that this was great. We were seeing the number drop down below 500, which was lower than what we had been at recently. And now since then, it's risen by 270 active cases. So we've seen those numbers going up, and we have a higher number of active cases now than what we've usually seen throughout this whole pandemic. So that's not good that it's spreading and the active case numbers going up. Obviously it's hard to pin down exact reasons. There could be a lot of reasons for this. I wonder, since we're about 2 weeks out from Labor Day, I wonder if this could be connected to some Labor Day parties and celebrations and things that people did, if that could be where we've seen some of these numbers going up. But there are, of course, just a lot of different factors all the time. but the fact is that the numbers have gone up, and we are seeing a little bit of a spike again right now. We do know that a lot of these new cases are coming from Albany County, and in that probably coming from the University of Wyoming. They've been doing a lot of testing and a lot of things to be careful, but they have seen a lot of cases at the university. So just the numbers from Albany County going up because of the university, that's definitely contributed to the higher number of active cases right now. According to a recent press release, the total number of active cases among the UW community stands at 113, with 92 students living off campus, 5 students living on campus, and 16 employees living off campus. They said that some 178 people are in quarantine due to exposure to someone infected by the virus, and that includes 10 students on campus and 168 people off campus. Obviously, we've seen the university this whole time trying to monitor where the cases are at and take different steps and different actions to try to control that spread. Recently, there were 6 new cases of COVID-19 among students in the university's College of Law. That was in this past week that they found those cases. So the students and employees in the College of Law are being encouraged to shelter in place, to quarantine themselves, and all of those classes are going virtual. So the university is still working to take steps and deal with the cases as they come up to try to limit the spread, but we have seen more cases coming from the university, and as I said, that's part of why our active case number is up right now, although there are a lot of different factors, of course. In addition to the university, we've also started seeing some COVID-19 cases at schools throughout the state, elementary and high schools, and just every level, including here in Sweetwater County, which Caleb touched on in his video yesterday, and we have information about that in the paper and at rocketminer.com. We also learned that there was one teacher and one student, at least one teacher and one student at McCormick Junior High School that tested positive for COVID-19 last week. That was reported by the Wyoming Tribune-Eagle. So the Cheyenne-Laramie County Health Department is urging continued use of face masks among all students and staff. In that story from the Wyoming Tribune-Eagle, they had comments from the health officials and from meetings that they had with the school board and everything in response to that situation. And really the main point was the health officials are really stressing the importance of wearing masks right now, especially in schools. That is one of the main ways that we're going to be able to limit the spread and keep schools open. So definitely want to listen to our health professionals in their recommendations in what we need to do to continue to limit the spread, especially in our schools. So those are the big news updates for today, but today is also several different things. Today is the first day of fall, so happy fall to everybody. Go get a pumpkin spice latte or put on your sweaters or whatever you do to celebrate fall, but I hope that everyone's excited about that season coming. Today is also National Voter Registration Day. That is celebrated on the 4th Tuesday of September every year, and it's just a day that's meant to encourage everyone to make sure that they're registered to vote and make sure that they're ready and prepared for the upcoming election. Here in Wyoming, we've seen absentee voting starting recently. Secretary of State Edward Buchanan said, "Wyoming citizens can begin to cast their ballots in the general election. In these unprecedented times, it is crucial that every Wyoming voter has the opportunity to safely exercise their right to vote either by absentee or in person as outlined in Wyoming law." So with it being National Voter Registration Day, if you're not registered to vote, make sure that you get that done. Make sure that you know what you need to be prepared to take part in the election. And then for people here in Wyoming, we can already start casting our votes and start that process. So just encourage everyone to have a plan and know what you're doing and where you're at so that you can vote. And then lastly, today is also Hobbit Day, which I'm excited about because I'm a nerd. I love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and I have for a long time. It's been one of my favorite stories. Today, September 22nd, is the day that is Bilbo and Frodo's birthday in the Lord of the Rings series. So it's kind of celebrated among Lord of the Rings fans as Hobbit Day. And obviously I love the Lord of the Rings stories. I love hobbits, and one of the reasons is just because one of the main ideas in the Lord of the Rings is that ordinary people can do awesome stuff, and that even when there's so much darkness, it really comes down to the acts of normal people and people that are usually overlooked and underestimated, and they're the ones who end up changing things and making a difference. There's a quote from one of the Hobbit films that's one of my favorite quotes, and it's Gandalf talking. And he says, "Saruman believes that it is only great power that can hold evil in check, but that is not what I have found. I have found it is the small things, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Simple acts of kindness and love." And I've been thinking about that quote a lot lately. It's been encouraging to me just in such a crazy year when so many things seem out of control and so overwhelming. And as individual people, we wonder, like, what can I do? What difference can I make? How are my actions going to impact everything? But I think it's important to remember that the things we do are important, and it is the little things, and it is the kindness and love that we show that do end up making all the difference. So I just wanted to encourage everyone with that, since it's Hobbit Day, and that was encouraging to me. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you all for listening, and I hope everyone has a good night.